How would you define yourself beyond your titles, beyond the achievements that you have done until now?
Passion for winning in the right way and learn new things is the core of Mohit Pandey.
Youngsters who are starting up, what is your advice for them? How should they build trust?
I don't know is a good answer because you're honest there and you're not trying to pretend.
We are speaking about AI, we're speaking about so much of technology. Who are the people who's going to stay and evolve?
It is my first podcast and I really enjoyed all the questions coming from you and thank you for bringing me here.
Hi everyone, I'm Mohsina. Welcome to the Self-Discovery Podcast, where we explore the beliefs and the mindsets of empowered leaders who inspire transformations across industries and borders. Today, we are joined by an inspiring and forward-thinking leader, Mohit Pandey, the head of sales for the Middle East, Turkey, and Africa META region at Seagate Technology. With over 21 years of experience in sales leadership and strategic growth across the technology industry, Mohit's journey is a vision of consistency and an unwavering passion for winning. At Seagate, Mohit has been at the forefront of innovation, leading the company's regional expansion to achieve a 40% market share in the Middle East and introducing cutting-edge technologies like 36 terabyte hard drives and Mosaic 3 storage solution. His leadership goes beyond performance matrix. It's about empowering teams, building trust, and cultivating a growth mindset across dynamic and emerging markets. Featured in Forbes Middle East Global Meets Local 2025, Mohit continues to champion AI-driven innovation, sustainability, and circular economy in data storage. His journey is one of grit, clarity, and continuous reinvention, a reflection of how true leadership begins from within. Hi Mohit, welcome to my show, Self-Discovery Podcast. How are you doing today?
Thank you. Very excited and nice introduction. I didn't thought that about myself like that, how you introduced me. Thank you for that.
It's all you and what you have done. You have been in sales throughout your life. So it's often filled with a lot of challenges, more rejections than approvals, continuous targets, and the need to keep showing up no matter how the outcome comes in. So in your view, what are the three core beliefs or mindset that every successful salesperson must hold to become a true achiever in this field?
Yeah, so sales is a very interesting life journey, right? And you asked about what are the core features of the sales guy. I'll say first thing, growth mindset. You need to have the mindset that you want to grow and you can achieve the impossible, right? And I'm sure you might have heard it, impossible reach, I'm possible, right? And the city I live in, Dubai, that inspires me every day. Every project, real estate project which is launched, everybody say, no, that's not possible. When Burj Khalifa was first time launched way back in 2007, 8 exact dates, I don't remember. Everybody said, how it is possible a vertical tower will be made. Today is possible. Everybody from the world travels to this place and takes a selfie, right? And that's the mindset I'm talking about. The visionary mindset, the growth mindset the sales guy should have. And sales is not tomorrow. Sales is not today evening. Sales is now. Sales is happening every now and then. So you can't beat if you are in the sales. You have to be ears on the ground and learn and act and respond every now and then. That's where sales happen. And the key for sales at any level, whether you are selling to a C level or at a junior guy you are talking in any organization, the key is relationship. If the relationship is intact, you can sell. And you can sell a pin and a ship or an aeroplane. Doesn't matter what product you're selling. It's all about relationship in sales.
Sales is about mindset. Absolutely. You know, when you go ahead and you talk to a person for the first time, according to you, how do we build trust in a person whom you're meeting for the first time? What is your thought process when you go and meet a client, probably somebody who's handling whole operation, for youngsters who are starting up? What is your advice for them? How should they build trust here?
I don't have an advice. I'll not say I have a wisdom, but what I have done always, I've been always honest. So when you head of operations or a executive, a CEO or a managing director or a sales head, a person who is in a decision-making position in a company, be honest with that guy. Don't pretend that you know it all. Or if any subject starts, generally you exchange pleasantries and you talk, right? For example, I've seen many people starting and giving you a compliment on the watch what you're wearing, right?
Mhm,
And
mhm.
suddenly you ask a question back. So what do you know about it? Do you know how many variants are there? And people don't know. They're just giving
Mhm.
a compliment. You're not honest there. So when you're honest, the energies immediately meet and the conversation goes north instead of
Right.
flat or south. And if you're honest and you don't know, if a tough question is thrown your way, you can only
Mhm.
smile and say, Sir, I don't know, and I may learn, find the right guy in my company, and come back to you with an answer. That is very well respected. I have learned it. I mean, many meetings I have been where technical question is thrown towards me and I'm just blown away. But I have humbly said, give me 48 hours, I'll get you an answer. I don't know. I don't know is a good answer because you're honest there. And you're not trying to pretend. And because the guy who's sitting across the table, I always think that he's more smarter than me. And I keep my feet on the ground and exchange my conversation accordingly.
That's a very humble way to progress. And, understanding that it's okay to not know is also self awareness that it's absolutely fine and you stay grounded. Mohit, you have spoken about growth mindset and you have referred Dubai as a very amazing example. I think for the whole world, Dubai is an example of growth mindset. Tell me three core beliefs you believe are essential for cultivating a mindset of growth and success, which consistently shape the mindsets of people who grow and who lead in the future.
Yeah, I mean, first time I heard about this word called growth mindset, maybe in 2011, 12, I was in a training program, right? Generally, when you're in a training program, there is an overdose of knowledge, right? And
Yes.
the full 9 to 6, you're sitting and you're making notes, but few things stick to you. And then you come back and ponder. I mean, you cannot ponder on everything. And this word stick to me. What is growth mindset? And then I related it something back when I learned in college. I was talking to one of my seniors back in college when I was doing my post graduation. And he said that, you know what, Mohit, in life, if you keep this word simple and expand it properly, what I'm going to explain you, you go places. And this is absolutely related to growth mindset. The word is ask, ASK. When you
Mhm.
expand it, it's attitude to ask, it's knowledge to ask, and skill to ask. And this is
Mhm.
absolutely related to growth mindset. You have to be curious. If somebody comes and says that this has to be done, you need to have right attitude to ask why I have to do this or why I cannot do it. You should have knowledge to ask that question and you should have skill to ask that question, right? And I
Mhm.
see day in, day out, this is the life lesson which has stayed with me. And this is connected to growth mindset. You need to have right attitude, right skill and knowledge, and be curious about anything in life, be personal or professional, and you'll only grow.
Absolutely. So, empowered individual. We have heard a lot about empowerment, women empowerment, leadership empowerment, and empowerment has been used time and again. You, at where you are today, the position that you have achieved in your life, not just as the title that you hold, what, according to you, is an empowered mind?
For me, empowered mind starts with yourself. I mean, generally people confuse and start talking about their company and position and XYZ, right? It starts with you. Are you your own CEO, right?
Mhm.
Are you taking care of your health properly? Are you spending enough time with the family? Is your work life balance in check or not? Do you have the right friend circle where you can go and enjoy, right? This is nothing but empowering yourself that you have the right time management, right? And
Right.
for me, empowerment is all about owning the action, whether it's
Mhm.
your personal life or professional life. You set clear goals, you set timelines for them, and then you walk or run towards that goal in a very, very clear manner. Actually, the startup ecosystem across the globe is only about empowerment, right? You think the idea will work, you start your company and you start driving towards it. Similar,
Yes.
if I relate to the professional world
Mhm.
where we work, now we are all empowered to do the job in the territory assigned by the companies where we work, right? And we need
Mhm.
to find our own goals, our own timelines, and our own speed at which we want to reach the goal. That's empowerment for us.
Absolutely. So, how do you differentiate between people who are not empowered, no matter what designation they hold, and people who are empowered? What is one, stark difference between these two sets?
The only English word which comes to my mind is discipline. Are you disciplined enough to own your goals, own your actions, and
Mm-hmm.
hold yourself responsible to that? Nobody's going to hold you responsible. Like, I'll give you my personal example. If I have to reduce 4 kgs in a span of 6 months, am I eating well? If I'm
Mm-hmm.
not eating well, that goal will not be. Am I burning my calories right? And I have to be disciplined about it.
Yes.
Relating this to the professional ecosystem, if you have a job to be done in a stipulated time period, are you following it up? How are you tracking? Are you bringing the right skill set and right people around that organization where you work and get the job done? And that's nothing but discipline. So if you are disciplined, you'll be doing the thing properly and in an empowered way.
You are heading the, sales division in Seagate. What is one thing that your team imbibes from you as someone who is empowered, someone who is aware, and at the same time learning?
I've taken feedback. I believe in 360-degree feedback, and I've taken it. And my team has said that, Mohit, you actually do it instead of saying it, right? So it's not about teaching others, it's about preaching. And again, I'll give you an analogy around it that if you cannot run 10 kilometers in 60 minutes, don't expect anybody else to run. You have to run first and show that, yeah, this is how it is run. This is your breathing has to be controlled, right? And XYZ. So you have to explain the people instead of saying that, hey, why don't you run 10 kilometers in 60 minutes? Will not happen. I mean, by the way, just to share with you, I'm still struggling. I'm 65 minutes in 10 kilometers. So I'm still not reached where I want to be. But you have to do it and show to people, then people learn more instead of telling them.
Awesome. I think, it's inspirational in itself. Okay. So, how do you see emerging technologies and regional marketing trends influencing your leadership and sales strategies in the Meta region?
So, in today's world, if you look at AI is the buzzword, right? Used and abused, I'll say everywhere. Any event you go, it's all about AI. I mean, a couple of weeks back, I was reading even microwave, we have AI. I need to learn. Actually, I don't know how a microwave AI will work. Maybe I have to learn. But AI is changing the name of the game, right? And in 3-5 years down the line, the world, the technology which we are using will change or evolve, right?
Yes.
And Middle East is not separate or it's not isolated in that way. Actually, Middle East is in the forefront of AI.
Forefront, yeah.
In 2017, even we have a minister of AI in UAE government, which is not heard and seen in any of the developed countries or any of the first world countries, so-called, right? We have to be with the pace with the government here and understand what they are doing, how they are doing. Even in Abu Dhabi, they are going to build a AI city. So these technologies are shaping the world today. And we at Seagate and me personally are just trying to learn and adopt to that technology.
Right. Importance of women leaders in Seagate, if I may ask you, like 3 aspects, what they bring in on the table.
I mean, we have 2 women leaders at the top. Annie Flack, who is the senior vice president for sales, and Melissa Banda, who is heading the product and marketing for Edge business. So we have 2 women leaders at the top, and we are all following. We look up to them, and I have a lot of learning from them. Right, from empathy to how to drive, how to structure. It's all you learn from them. And women leadership is very, very important at the top and at every level. Even in my team, the country manager of Turkey is female, and I have a lot of learnings from them. How she juggles between her home and the professional one, and she's doing fantastic at both the places.
Balance is absolutely important, though the balance hasn't come yet, but I'm sure in the future we are looking for more women leaders coming in. So how important is mentorship in your leadership journey? Like, did you have mentors, or did you have, someone whom you could connect with and understand? When we grow up, okay, we look up to someone that, these are the qualities I want to imbibe. And when we grow up, we meet more people like that. So can you tell me that, how much of a role has mentorship played in your leadership journey?
Yeah, I mean, mentorship is very, very important. And I will divide mentorship into 3 buckets, I'll say. One is spiritual, and it should not be confused with religion. I'm talking spiritual. And second is financial, very, very important. And third is professional. That's how I have divided it. And I have finally, I can say that I have mentors in all the 3 buckets. My mentor has been always my mother. From the day one, she has held my hand and guided me at the right path. I learned a lot from my mom. I owe all my success to her, actually. If you ask, because the life lessons what I learned from her every day I implement, and that works. Mentorship is very important because you don't know everything, right? And I started, I don't know. There's a good answer if you say and you're honest and if you're ready to learn. So if you find a good mentor in the professional world, that will help you to go forward. And generally, I have seen that in professional world, when you seek mentorship, it is getting confused that you're looking for promotion and you're looking for somebody higher up who hold your hand and pull you. Actually, it's not about that. It's about how you conduct yourself. What are your 15, 20 years aspirational plans, and how can this mentor who has achieved so much in life can help you run that path or walk that path.
That's rightly said and very true and very resonating. And that's actually what a person should follow. Different aspects of life, we have different mentors actually. And, that is how we learn and we progress and evolve. Mohit, I want to ask you one question here, okay? What do you think in today's day and age? Okay, when we are speaking about AI, we speaking about so much of technology. Who are the people who's going to stay and evolve, and who are the people who will be lagged behind and they'll complain about AI coming in, new technologies coming in, and they'll be like, why life is getting more complicated? So who are here to stay? and what kind of mindset?
So people who are going to adopt change will stay, and people who resist change will be lagged behind for sure. I mean, I come from a generation who have seen a telegram, and we have an iPhone where you can just have a FaceTime wherever you are in the world, right? Look at the technological change we have seen in my lifetime. And in 5, 7 years, I think everything will be possible. I mean, maybe the human mind or my mind can't think about it. Those technologies are going to come, and you have to be adopting and learning. Like, for example, these days we are using Copilot, and if you're not learning that, you'll not be fast enough to communicate, right? Or accurate enough to communicate. If you learn those tools, you'll be much more accurate and fast in the market. Adopting to change is the key today in this that changing world of AI.
So, as we close this conversation, okay, I want you to ask you something here. How would you define yourself from, the human point of view, beyond your titles, beyond the achievements that you have done until now? What are the three aspects of you that you really love, no matter where you are today and what you're doing today?
Yeah, so this question I asked myself, and it's a very tough question to answer. I was asked by one of my seniors in the company, remove the tag and think who you are. Who is Mohit Pandey? It's very difficult to answer. It took some time, but the answer is at core, I'm a sports person. I love to compete. I love to win in the right way. As when you read my introduction, passion for winning. And it
Yes.
goes back when I started my journey in 2002, started working. So passion for winning in the right way and learn new things is the core of Mohit Pandey. And keep evolving yourself with the time. And you can't say this is right or wrong because we live in a very dynamic world. Things are changing very fast. So
Yes.
be ready to embrace the change.
Great. I love the conversation. I love the clarity that you have in terms of what you're doing and what has shaped your thought process. I really love all of it that you have shared. Okay, thank you for joining Self Discovery Podcast.
It is my first podcast and I really enjoyed all the questions coming from you. And thank you for bringing me here.